What's good, Ray fam? You're tuned into Candy and Chaos, the unfiltered podcast for EDM lovers, festival degenerates, and anyone who lives for the drop, even all you normies out there.
We're your hosts, Deb with the Bev, the silliest goose, and this is where the bass is loud, the stories are wild, and nothing, and we mean nothing, is off limits. Let's get into it.
So, start off, as he just got introduced, this is JoJo, our third member of Candy and Chaos. We will eventually be introducing a couple more, but as you can see today, we're outside to celebrate the start and continuance of festival season and the nicer weather finally coming through. As such, we figured we could talk a little bit about, as we are local here in Boston, or the Boston general area, some of the venues out there. So,
there's definitely been a couple times where we're like talking conversation in line at a show, and you're like, oh yeah, I went to this one, and you're like, oh, where was it at? And they mention a name, and you're like, oh. So we're gonna go through some favorites, some things we like and don't like, and
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, speaking of, what is your favorite venue in Boston?
I would have to say probably the Roadrunner.
Yeah, I do like the Roadrunner, especially for our community. It is fantastic. The setup's great. Great opportunity for production.
Exactly. And it's big.
Fabulous.
It's big.
Spacious.
I have always kind of felt like they tend to pick like Big Night Live as a huge venue because they're like, oh, TD Garden's there. So like I think they're thinking that, and then they get in and it's so small. And Roadrunner, there's always room to dance. There's no crowding. It's like there's mosh pits and you can still dance. It's great. And the lasers there, like whether you're upstairs or you're on the ground floor.
Oh, they look phenomenal.
Insane.
I'm going to my first Roadrunner show in the next few weeks.
What Roadrunner show are you going to?
LCD sound system, so it's not EDM, electronica, but it'll still be my first time.
It was a great venue. Good things. They also put covers on the drinks.
Yes,
which helps with spiking.
which is good. I mean, like, I do love the Roadrunner. My first show there was Levity, actually. No, wait, it was Rez. It was Rez, because we were there.
We had a good time.
And our favorite song played. All you hear is Deb with the Bev, 6 feet away from me, yelling the song.
Crystal clear. Like, you would have thought I was in the booth.
You would have thought she was holding my phone.
Live vocals.
But no, I mean, yeah, Roadrunner is definitely great. I mean, like, my second favorite, I would honestly say, would probably be MGM. Outside of the fact that they close so early, I'm not a fan of the fact that the shows end by like 11:30. But what are you gonna do? At least it's a nice venue. It is nice.
You know what that means? There's time for an after party.
Plenty of time.
Yes, and
or two.
We know Boston loves their after parties.
What about you, Joseph? What's your favorite venue?
So far, from what I've gone to, the Royale's nice. For what they feature, it's a comfortable venue for me that is a bit on the smaller side, though MGM I do really like. At least the venue itself, the times, like you just said, could be better. But catching Subtronics there was...
Yeah, Subtronics at MGM was fantastic.
And I think Big Night Live would be a runner-up, but there's still venues that I haven't been to yet, and there are some that I do have an opinion that's probably not a hot take, but the Grand ain't necessarily my type of venue.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about the Grand, actually. I saw Cruella at the Grand in January. Fantastic show. I have very few complaints. But I will say it is definitely more of a high-scale nightclub vibe rather than like an EDM vibe. They've hosted a few EDM shows there. It's one of the more common venues to have an EDM show at. But I definitely want to say it's focused towards the community, as opposed to like I said, it's like it seems like table servicey.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. It seems like they know what they can pull in with the acts. Like I went to see Chami there, and it was a good time. But definitely a bottle service and table type of place.
Yeah, like there's not room to flow for all you flomies out there. There's the dance floor in and of itself.
Is that where we attended?
No.
That was. Yeah. I think that's not a great. Like, it's nice for what it is, but it's also like that small and
Yeah, like I know the dance floor at the Grand is so small, and like that. I remember the one time like I said, I went there for Corella. The one time I went there, they were stopping some of my friends from trying to get on the dance floor to join us because they're like, "Oh no, we're at capacity." It's like, come on, man, like just let them join us. But
two bodies will all be on top of each other anyway. So we're really not taking up that much.
I mean, while I was there, I was making space for the dudes that are brushing up right up against me. But...
And the worst part about it, there's no rail.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Middle East was like, you know what? And that's the other thing I don't like about the Royale. They don't. It's just the stage. They don't have a rail at the Royale.
Yeah, so like Royale's probably one of the venues I like more so than most. There's places to sit down, which is great, especially like if you've been going hard for a few hours, you need to take a break. That's fantastic.
I do like those couches.
I know they are comfy couches, so like high grades for the couches. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there is just the stage, unless for whatever reason the DJ decides to bring their own rail. There's no rail, and you just get straight stage. Which, when we went for company, it wasn't the worst thing. Definitely does not adhere itself to headbanging.
Sure. Not that I was headbanging anyways. I don't know where I was.
Yeah, for multiple reasons. Yeah, but when Crank That came through, when Alley Cat came through, they brought a rail, and I got thrown through the rail at Crank That. I don't think there's video of that unless someone out there randomly has.
I'm sorry. You got what?
I got thrown through the rail at Crank That. At the first night of Crank That, me and some random guy I was chilling with, we were just like going hard. All of a sudden, he like shoulder checks me. I get thrown back and just like go through the rail. Security had to come over and pick me up, gave me the dirtiest look,
Like
and then had to pick up the rail and fix the rail. I was a little sore after, but I'm okay. It was fun. Still finished out the night. Went to night 2, which was also great. So
More of a sign.
I know exactly. More of a
Honestly,
sign of a good time.
When do you not break the rail?
Okay, but I break plenty
I'll
of
have
rails.
you know, we just went to Bill and Francis. They broke the rail again. And then not only did they break the rail again after having broken a week prior at Big Night Live, they, our friend Billy, every like 5 minutes you'd see him looking down the rail at this other Billy-esque motherfucker. And they just, yeah! And then you look down and the rail is quite literally like this. So security comes out on the stage. They go out to the back door on the stage. I'm watching all this happen, okay? This guy comes out the door and he's like, yeah, look, it's broken. Next thing you know, they came down with duct tape. Like duct tape was gonna fix anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, as opposed to Royale, Big Night Live does consistently have a rail.
That breaks.
And I've been kicked off the rail by security at Big Night Live multiple times for breaking the rail. But, like, let's be fair. If you're going to have a rail, how are you going to expect me to not go hard?
Know your audience, brother.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, granted, I wasn't expecting Dylan Francis to go as hard as they did. Like Dylan Francis brought the bass, he brought the vibes, and he tore that rail up. And, like, I know at one point, me and Billy, like you said, we were on the rail. We had the rail lifted off of the ground. Like, we would go back, and the entire rail was lifted up with us and slammed down. It was a great time. It was a lot of fun, though. That's why I live for the rail, though, as opposed to some people.
I was on the rail the whole night.
Yeah.
I made you give up your spot.
First of all, I gave you one. Someone who says they're not much of a rail rider. Someone was enjoying that.
I will have you know that Baby Raver Dev was a rail. I started on the rail. I just realized how much fun it is to bring yourself outside to like meet other people.
Yeah, it is.
And smooch and now to flow. Like I spent my good solid majority of the show on the rail, and then when I was ready, I was like, ooh, this is nice. Like I just want to go flow, and then I went to the back.
Speaking of, what's your favorite venue to flow at? I know outside of Roadrunner.
Yeah, you can't put flow stars there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, you can. I've known some friends to sneak them in, but they're very like strict about
See,
it.
the funny thing is when we went for, I think it was levity, I saw quite a few people flowing. I think even at Res when we went, I saw a few people flowing. So.
I saw, I think one time I went there, it was tape B. I watched a girl, she was flowing, and I was literally about to go walk up to her, and the security guy was like, oh, put it away. Put it away. I was like, wow, okay. But honestly, as crowded and packed as it is, Big Night Live has this like little cove, like, you know, if you're going up to the very
I
back,
know what you're talking about.
usually like right next to where they do the merch. If you ever are looking at Big Night Live and just want some space to breathe or air, or to watch a good flow me show, I'm not that great, but I am practicing.
No, I mean,
that's my little cove.
see, that's the thing I appreciate about like a lot of the people, especially at Big Night Live. I've seen a lot of people, especially in that little cove, just enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
That's where like all the flomies go together and just flow. I know quite a few of our friends actually love to flow. So
Even though I don't have a flow star yet, but generally when I'm dancing, I like a little bit more room. As much as I love the rail, the pit, where I'm naturally most comfortable is where I have a little bit more room because I got long limbs. I like to throw them away.
I'm the same. I also just need some space to throw my ass,
Yeah.
hey,
or get tossed by Q.
listen, twerk pits can be just as aggressive as, mosh pits.
And these two right here, we're the leader of the Boston twerk pits. I'll be
Yes.
making a flag, a twerk pit flag.
Twerk pit here, every sign at every show.
Oh yeah. We gotta get a holder. One person to hold it, and then.
No question where you need to go.
No, you just make it a totem, just like stand it up,
No.
twerk pits.
I
right
wonder if
here.
you could bring totems into these.
You have to like collapse it. You have to be telescoping. That
We
way.
could do that. We could do that. Catch us with our twerk pit totem. Every local Boston
If you want to find Candy and Chaos, you find the twerk pit. Got you.
show. So let's talk some. I don't ever want to slander any venues because like all anybody's trying to do is put on a good show. But let's talk some things we don't really like about some of these venues.
I mean, I will say, like, just going down the list, like I said, MGM, they closed too early for me. Like, it does bug me a little bit. Like, granted, they start earlier, so it's not like you're missing the show.
For us oldie locks, it's pretty great, actually. I'm
Listen,
home and in bed by the time I would have gotten out of Big Night Live. Kind of a win. Kind of a win.
I'm older than you, and I don't like it.
Oh,
like,
I love it. Some nights I just need it.
Nah, I feel you. Some nights it is great, especially, like, what was it? We went for Excision at MGM, and it was on a Thursday. Like, on a weekday show, it's great. Because especially, I got work. We got work the next day, like, I'm tired. Alley Cat El Royale ended a little bit earlier because it was on a Thursday, which, again, wasn't mad about. Got work the next day. But overall, I'd prefer my shows to go into the morning, Like, we want to party. We want to go out. We want to have a good time. Thankfully, Subtronics, whoever threw that after party at Cantab Underground, which, mind you, I love Cantab Underground. It is a smaller space, but it's much more intimate. They still have lasers. The sound quality is good. Like, I have honestly nothing bad to say about Cantab Underground.
I like it.
Yeah, I really do.
And they
like
have
it too.
pretty nice lasers for a little base.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. It's
Like,
just like, you go downstairs on the bar. It's
I
just
believe that's where we also did New Year's, right?
Yes, we did New Year's Eve at the Cantab Underground. Great venue. Love that place to pieces.
I've heard really good things about Basement too. I haven't been yet.
I've heard mixed reviews on Basement. I've heard it gets very crowded. Like, someone was telling me, like, it's literally just like you'll have people lined up out like in a long hallway just squished in there. Like, you're not even in the venue yet. Like, you're not even at the like little dance floor. You're just like stuck in the hallway because I will say a lot of these Boston venues, they oversell. They really do. That's my biggest gripe with Big Night Live, actually, is they oversell. Even when they say they're sold out, somehow they magically find more tickets every time.
I think that was a big thing that I liked about Roadrunner, specifically the Levity show where they undersold. I believe that was Levity's own doing. But they undersold to give people room to dance and have less crowd, which and Roadrunner as itself is already a bigger venue. I always compare it. I'm like, you go to MGM, and then MGM is like like a smaller version to me of Roadrunner. Like they're very much built the same.
Yeah, they are built very similar.
But I do enjoy every show I've been to at Roadrunner. I've been like, yeah. Sullivan King was there. I was on the rail for that one. I believe Tape B was also there. Yeah, that one was good. I was in a whole different side. I was on the side, and that was, I liked it over there too. And everywhere you're at is a great view. I've been in a different spot every time I've gone to Roadrunner.
Yeah, I mean, all right. What is your biggest gripe about Royale?
So, I guess I feel like it's not specific to them. Sticky floors. That's a big one, but that's because people.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna get that most places. Yeah,
There are times where like water out, and if people are dancing for a long time, it's really nice to just be able to go up, pour your own glass of water like you might at
Big Night Live. Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Night Live. I do appreciate they have little water. They have a couple water stations around at Big Night Live where you can just like get free water, and it's fantastic.
I don't know if
That's a
because
great
of the
one.
rail, if they ever hand out water bottles to people at the rail, because
They
do.
do.
that at
They
other
do
places.
at Big Night Live. So I remember when I first started raving and started going to Big Night Live, they never had water at the rail. But over the last like 2 months or so, they started handing out water. They have like cases of water at the rail. That
We
they hand
snatched
out.
up a whole case last show. We were at.
The
We
last
were
couple of
handing
shows we did, Dylan Francis we snatched one up.
Yep,
Seven
we
Lines
just started
snatched
handing them
one
out
up.
ourselves.
Yeah. Like, I think one of my biggest gripes about Royale, outside of the fact that there's no rail unless the production crew brings one, just be security. Like the security at Royale, they're sketchy. They are.
I agree. I've had my own experiences that I will not speak on the internet, but I'm not a big fan, and I don't like I feel like they're more concerned about who the hell's vaping than people that might need help because they're falling from like whatever, or even like I've seen somebody that's like you need a little bit more care because you're like fucked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they're just like,
yeah, for sure.
get up, get out, like
Oh,
son,
that's
like
bad.
have some compassion. I understand it's a liability, but like nobody's gonna want to. You're about to have a crying motherfucker in your case, you know. Like
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely better for you to help someone who's, let's say, fucked up, than
for lack of better words.
to just let them be and hope to God that like they make it home or make it out of the venue okay.
They're like, oh, you can't stand. Your eyes are rolling into the back of the head. Let's not call an ambulance. Let's send you outside and make you order an Uber. Like,
Yeah,
no. You should have a medical person. You should have an EMT on facility. Like, I think that should be a, like, perfect example. Levity, you guys rock. They had a med tent.
Yeah,
Like,
I
every
remember
venue
that.
they've had, they
I
had an
remember
end overdose tent and they had a med tent. When we went to Brooklyn and saw Level Up in Zangara, they had a med area. Like, why can't every venue have an EMT or like some sort of?
Especially for like we've talked about in past episodes, our community, there are substances that are used. Granted, it's not as rampant and widespread and abused as the general public may believe, but it does happen, and some people unfortunately do go a little bit too far. Some people don't test their shit, which we have talked about. Test your shit.
Test your party favors, please.
But it is definitely better to have some sort of help or prevention measures than to just let it happen because whatever it may be. And a lot of these venues, one day I feel like it's gonna come to bite them in the ass. Like someone's gonna potentially overdose in the middle of the venue, in the show, and it's just gonna come back to them. Like I remember at the New Year's Eve show we went to at Kansas Underground, they had Narcan in a bottle
Yes, they
for
did.
people to grab, and it's like
Yeah.
just little tiny things like that. But you can go to places and get free Narcan. It's not
You
that-
can also get test kits.
On the show, I feel have to take some form of realistic responsibility because you can't turn a blind eye to the people that are going to indulge and unfortunately go over a line. And maybe they don't need a grand amount of help as far as actual medical help goes, but being able to meet them where they need it.
With compassion as well.
Yeah.
Like, not even like I've seen them just be so, and it's not even the security too. Like, I watched a friend drag a drunk friend out of the crowd at Big Night Live, and she literally was dragging him, and he was so messed up, and I'm like, and I know, like, I don't drink like that, I don't get messed up like that anymore, but like, I know when I mess up like that, I just want, like, tender, like, I'm like, how are you, like, you're literally like, come on, man, what are we doing? Be nice to our friends.
Yes,
Love
I
our
mean
friends.
that's the big thing. We're not people to sit there and pass judgment on anyone. Like, if you want to participate in party favors, listen, go for it. But be responsible. Be responsible to yourself. Be safe, but it goes out to the venues that we've talked about too. They also have some responsibility as some place that is hosting these events. They, like we've talked about, we know that it's going to make it in there. No matter how much they search, people find a way.
They'll take it before they go in. There's nothing to it.
Right.
Yeah, like they'll take it outside, then come in. Like, but be responsible. We need to be responsible. Y'all need to be responsible. These venues need to be responsible. That way, all we want is for everyone to have a good time, and that takes a village. It takes everyone, you know. It's definitely something that I've seen not as often as I'd like.
Yeah. We actually had a moment of, I'll call it like an airhead moment, a boost your head moment at this last show of recognition.
Yeah,
And that was kind of
surreal
crazy.
moment. Yeah, surreal.
That was definitely like pretty cool for us. So.
Yeah, I've been.
So thank you guys for watching and
Yes.
subscribing.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for noticing. Like, what was it? It was this past weekend at Dylan Francis. I had multiple people come up behind me and just like tap me on the shoulder. So then I turned around, I was like, "Oh, you're the ghost, right?" It's like, is this happening? Yeah, it's me. What's up? How's it going? I feel awkward because I'm not used to being recognized.
What did I said my name? I'm like, yeah, I'm Devin. They were like, oh, nice to meet you. I said, I'm Dev with the Bev. They were like, oh my god. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, it is a surreal moment to even be recognized slightly by some of the people. I mean, I know our videos we're not the most popular podcast in the world. We don't have the most views in the world.
We just started, hell.
I know, but the fact that we have even a few people that recognize us, a few people that have seen us, it makes a difference. It helps us know that we are putting something out there that gives some value. And definitely helps us want to continue to do it.
I agree. So, we definitely, some great new music has come out this past week.
Yes.
And we wanted to take a couple minutes to highlight some of this fire, some of this heat. A few of these we've already listened to. A few of these are gonna be some blind reacts. So let's hop into it. What do we got?
Yeah. I mean, like, I know one of the songs that I got very excited about. I listened to it the morning of we went to Dylan Francis because I was just going through our Spotify. I saw some of the new stuff from Dylan Francis. He put out a new song. I was like, dude, this is fire. This is bass heavy. This is like jumpy a little bit. It was so good.
But let's hear it.
Moombahton or
yeah. Yeah.
Bring it over here.
Yeah.
Like right under the camera's gonna like. We can put some like visuals on it.
I know some laser.
No, even like the.
Alright.
I'd make you feel something, I'd make you move. Baby, if I got one thing, I got it in my groove. I'd make you feel something, I'd make you move. I'd make you feel something.
Oh yeah, we did that. Do it first.
I'd make you feel something, I'd make you move. Baby, if I got one thing,
I didn't go to that Dylan Francis show, but back in like 2014 I did see him in Boston. So
I'd make you feel something.
it's been a while.
But yes, that was Dylan Francis, one of his newest songs, Make You Move. I love the marriage of like some of his more house vibe and a lot of his like older dubstep vibe. That it's a great marriage between the two. It's jumpy, it's bass heavy, it's flowy.
It was litty.
It's great.
Almost.
Seeing it live, beautiful.
It reminds me a little bit of kind of the bro steppy era and some of the kind of like, to me they sound like tire sounds that Barely Alive kind of make. Those
Yes.
swiping sounds, but it has more rhythm, consistent rhythm than bro step often has.
It definitely it has a great flow to it, and it's just when that came out and I heard it the morning of the show, it got me so hyped up for the show itself.
I got a 6 a.m. text message of that song, by the way.
Yes, that was me. That was my 6 a.m. text message.
And then right after that, it was Eyes Wide Open.
Yes.
Eyes cut deeper. Eyes cut deeper.
As I'm sure a lot of you know, Subtronics dropped Eyes Cut Deeper. And we were so excited. So many people have had it on repeat for, I'm sure, days at this point.
I hear it on FaceTime at least 3 times a day.
Yeah, which, I mean, can you blame them? It is a masterpiece.
He also played it at
I know.
night 2, I believe.
Yeah, he played it. We heard it live, night 2 at Subtronics in Boston at the MGM. And it was a beautiful song.
Let's hear a clip. Let's hear a tidbit.
I step into a room set on fire. The drums in my chest fill the silence. I break rules They know when she feels that rhythm. They know what they're about to witness. They go when my eyes got deeper, my eyes got deeper, my eyes got deeper. They know when she feels that rhythm. They know what they're about to witness. They go when my eyes got deeper, 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 my eyes got dee
Dude, that song.
Chills. Chills.
The ethereal sounds the ethereal vibes that it gives off.
And this is definitely one of those ones because, again, I've heard it 100 times. This second drop in the song, it's so good. The whole song is good.
Yeah, the whole song is good. The second drop, chills. Make sure you check it out because I'm not going to spoil it for you.
No.
Definitely got that, drives up that sense of elation without necessarily being stuff in a way.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you slight melodic vibes because, I mean, granted, the vocals on it, amazing. But it definitely still stays true to, like, just Subtronics and the sound that he's created over the years. And it is a beautiful combination of both of those aspects.
I have always kind of, like, especially lately, watching his interviews and stuff, Subtronics has one of the musically, like, he has to be considered a musical genius. Like, there is nobody doing what Subtronics does, and he just is like, yeah, like, I was just sitting on my couch, and, like, I thought of this in my brain, and I just, like, literally puked out pure masterpiece. Like, it's insane. Like,
Well, I
it's
feel
incredible.
like he's one thing that you'll find him doing a lot is weaving in a lot of like non-EDM
Jekyll and Hyde and No Good.
One of my favorite flips from Subtronics was Too Sweet by Hoiser.
Oh,
Yeah. It's funny because he played it night 2 here in Boston, and I'm pretty sure he said it was the first time his entire tour he played that flip. And I was
Oh my God,
I was waiting
so
for it, I was
good.
hoping for it, and I was like, oh my God, yes, this is fucking great. That was awesome. That was an awesome something that I've heard. I don't think any of you guys have heard yet. It's Brain Dead by Ray Volpe. This song, it gives Ray Volpe vibes to me, but at the same time, it just like, it doesn't sound like him at all, like some of the stuff that he's put out, and I love it so much.
I'm excited for that because I'm a big Ray Volpe fan, but I
Love
do
him.
feel like lately a lot of his songs that have been coming out have just sounded very
Similar.
similar.
Yeah,
So
they have. So this one
I'm
definitely
curious.
gives a little bit something
this
different.
is a blind listen for me. I haven't heard it yet.
Here we go.
And gee, I'm so jaded, not sure if I love or hate it all. I know is that I crave it all, not until I'm brain dead. Oh, and gee, I'm so jaded, not sure if I love or hate it all. I know is that I crave it all, not until I'm brain dead. Oh my God, my brain. Gee, I'm so jaded, not sure if I love or hate it all. I know that I crave it
Start practicing.
I'm not gonna
Practicing
lie.
shuffling now.
I don't wanna
Before
go.
all the decibels get here.
So let's stay up all night. I wanna lose control. Yeah, you got pretty eyes. I don't know what to say. Wish I could read your mind, but I'm too high. Gee, I'm jaded. If I ever hate it, no one's gonna crave it. Not until I'm brain dead. Oh my God, my brain! Bobbytron!
All about love.
That's their last verse. Oh my God.
All right. So that was Brain Dead by our
Lovely.
or one of my favorite DJs, Volpetron, Ray Volpe.
Cheers to you, brother.
I love it so much because, like you said, a lot of his stuff has been coming out sounding a little similar. That, the D&B vibes, and the second drop that's just so hard
He's
with
like-
the vocals.
He literally
Oh.
was like, "Oh, you thought I was gonna give you a whole D&B song? Let me take you back."
Oh, it's hella refreshing though. 'cause
That was
it
nice.
sucks you in with the higher tempo, playful sounds and risers, and then you have the vocals to bring you
Yeah,
right
like
back into
the first-
more dubby.
Yeah, the first section of the song to me, it sounds like it's very jumpy, a little bit lighter, where you're just like, yo, this is a vibe. Like, I can just bounce this.
Yeah.
Then that second breakdown, it's like, okay, we might be getting back into a little bit of it. And it's like, yo, you thought, like you said, boom, we're bringing you back to it.
Rewind.
But which, granted, seeing him live back in February, opening for Excision, oh, I was so happy. Granted, the rewind in Boston, that was peak. I felt like I was one of the only ones yelling, and I was like, come on, guys, join me, help me out here.
Can't be the only one.
Yeah, I know. But I love Ray Volpe. As soon as that song came out, that's one of the songs I've had on repeat for
Alrighty.
days. Dev with the Bev has to bring her Bev elsewhere, but we will continue this. If
We have a great discussion. We have quite the festival veteran here with us, and even more of a veteran than myself. So I figured now would be a great time to talk festival memories, highlights, good moments, and maybe any tips he might have for you guys. I will see y'all next week. Cheers.
So, as you guys have heard, Dev with the Bev did have to depart, but me and JoJo got this covered. So one of the other things we would love to talk about as we start getting into like the nitty and gritty of festival season. Like by the time this comes out, FK would have just passed. I know what Electric Forest is 2 months away, a little over 60 days.
Yeah,
Like-
Bonnaroo's just under 60.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, and I know Dev mentioned it, but you're a bit more of a veteran than she is. I know you've been to a wider variety of festivals than a lot of the people in our crew. So, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So, y'all talked about Electric Forest, and I'll happily get into that in a moment. But,
Yes, it will be my first forest. I think it's
excited
Dev's as
for that.
well.
So excited. For me, my first camping festival was Dance Festopia in 2015. And it really opened the door, even though I hadn't fallen fully into being myself yet. Comfortable and, I guess, just it really opened the door for me. I got to experience what it was like to connect with all sorts of people, kind of unique place in that was only about a 2,500 person festival, and had it not been for some genuine wooks, and forged wristbands and all, told me on one of the mornings that I had to try out Electric Forest. So, 2016, a big festival. They were right on the money. It's a wonderful place.
That's awesome. I mean, I know you mentioned Dance Festopia being the first. The lineup this year is insane for Dance Festopia.
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth whether I should try to make it work. Because granted, Dance Festopia is actually one of the cheaper festivals out there, which is beautiful. And it's in Kansas City?
Yep, Kansas City.
Which, I mean, great barbecue. So.
Yeah, oh yeah, they had some great food when I went out there. When I went out there in 2015, they had the venue or the festival grounds right along, I forget what river, but in between two bridges right along the river in a park. Nowadays, as I know, they've switched locations years ago, and they have, now it's in a partly forested area. You know, it's got a good mix like some of these other festivals do, where it feels a bit more naturey and intimate.
Yeah.
Scenery.
Yeah, I have noticed from just a lot of videos I've seen, it definitely seems like a lot of these fests try to feel more grounded, I would say, instead of like so urban.
Yeah, something like you might find at Ultra or maybe EDC, which, again, fantastic. I haven't been to either, but it's a different vibe.
Yeah, I know of quite a few people have said EDC Las Vegas is life-changing. But I also know a few people who said EDC Orlando has went downhill in the past few years, which they can speak on at another time. I won't get into other people's conversations. I haven't been to either, so I can't really say for myself. But there are so many festivals though now that just it seems like more pop up here and there. I know Experts Only is a relatively new festival. I have a few friends looking to go to that.
Valley of the Seven Stars is another brand new one.
Yep,
that
Seven
people rave
Stars.
about.
I've heard really good things about Seven Stars too. I've heard really good things.
I haven't heard a bad thing yet. Not to say, but I haven't heard a bad thing.
From my understanding, Seven Stars, they try to curate the lineup a little bit so it flows a lot better, which I really do appreciate. And just a respect of like flowing one artist into another, having a similar vibe from one artist to another. It definitely creates a more genuinely enjoyable experience, in my opinion. Again, I haven't been, so I can't speak on it too much, but that is something I appreciate here. It definitely makes me want to go more. Yeah.
Spend some time with them.
Yeah, it's definitely not the funnest thing to have to navigate through a very crowded space, unfortunately.
It's different when you're trying to get to the front of Beach Stage at Submergent Festivals. You're trying to get to the front of French Arena or Tripoli or Sherwood Court at Electric Forest, for example.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things. As a rail rider myself, I do love to be on rail. I definitely have a feeling I will not be so at Electric Forest.
You never know.
I might be. I might have a few times that I'm up there, but I feel like I'm going to be... It's an experience. It's my first time there. I definitely feel like I'm going to be all over the place, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Well, there's going to be plenty of places for you to, I think, be comfortable with, because, you know, whether it's the pit, whether it's the rail, and in my experience, it's certainly possible to get up to the rails. You know, you might have some sets where there's some more diehard fans that are going to be at that rail for the set, before the set that they intend to be at the rail for. Just to
Yeah. I mean, as soon as the set times drop, in a couple months, I'm going to be planning where I'm going to be for as much as I can, because I am very excited. The lineup for a lot of these festivals this year are just, everyone is stacked. Everyone I've seen is stacked. You got Grizz at a bunch of these. You got Illenium going. Like you said, Skrillex at Bonnaroo.
Grizz is playing at Bonnaroo too. He's right up there at the top.
I know Dev with the Bev. She just came back from Beyond Wonderland in Cali. She saw Grizz there. So like it's lineup after lineup is just stacked, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It gives so much opportunity for people who might not have a chance to go to Electric Forest to catch some of these acts at Seven Stars, at Submersion, at any of these festivals. Dance Festopia, I know Grizz is gonna be there too.
Oh yeah, I mean Dance Festopia, for the small fest that it is, at least it's still in my mind, they really pay out for a lot of names on there that are probably not as small as, like, for example, Submersion Festival. Last year had some mid-sized, larger names I recognized, but ultimately really spent some time curating, as I understand, lesser known names and acts. I mean, they have Tennyson, Truth, they have the Glitch Mob this year.
Glitch Mob, I love Glitch Mob, dude.
I grew up listening to them. Drink the Sea, you know.
Glitch Mob, if you catch this, I love you. Edit, you're one of my favorites.
But, you know, like you were saying, Bonnaroo, you know, is also going to feature Notion, which is an artist that I just started getting to a few months ago, and was so excited. There are a few other lineups, but
I do definitely appreciate a lot of the festivals that do try to promote or do have a lot of lesser known names. Not to say that they're brand new or no names, just people who aren't the Illenium, Skrillexes, a lot of these big maybe find something new, find something that you might not have known about before and you can vibe with. And it helps these artists too, you know? They get to put their name out there. Our last episode, Relapse, we just had him on.
Yeah.
He's definitely not one of the bigger names, but he's definitely a fantastic DJ, fantastic producer who will continue to grow, obviously, and hopefully makes it big, gets his name out there.
If you haven't, please check him out.
Yes,
He's
definitely
fantastic.
check him out. Like we talked about, he's gonna be headlining a show in New York City, May 2nd. Glow Carnival, I believe it's called. He's gonna be at Breakaway, Ohio, Breakaway, Minnesota, I believe. So it's like you definitely a chance to see him. He's getting himself out there, and like I said, he's one of those lesser known names that's starting to build up that platform for himself, and it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing for other people to discover these artists. I mean, I know our Breakaway here in Mass, that's a stacked lineup.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be so top to bottom just phenomenal. But hey, I'm here for it.
Welcome it. I mean, growing up in the state, seeing how it's progressed, getting better and better years, even though it's not a camping fest, there's places you can put it on, sure, but still, for a 2-day fest, regardless of camping, that is really
Yes, I know that the venue that it's at, I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of. Personally, for what Breakaway is, it's a festival that kind of just travels the country, you know? I view it as like a traveling festival because it's a nearly year-round thing. You can just go from location to location, put on a great show. I've been 2 years, never had a bad time. Even when I went solo before, had a great time. Met some really great people last year. I met Dev. I met a bunch of other friends that are really near and dear to me now. And it is a great community that it brings in. It's a great show that they put on, good production. And like we said, the lineup has just progressively got better and better. So it's definitely something to check out. And I know that with this year's lineup, if you haven't got your ticket already, they will only get more expensive. But definitely something to look forward to. I mean, once you said the Glitch Mob, I'm thinking about going down to that fest too now. Like,
All I'm saying, it's one way I've been saying it a lot in conversations. It stole my heart a little bit because while I'll always have love for larger fests, what they're able to curate and feature, and the production teams and the people that work really hard on those events. There's something about a smaller fest that strikes a particular note, and so far, Submersion being the one that just drew me right in. I told myself I'm absolutely back next year because there was no exceptions.
yeah, I feel like with a lot of these smaller fests, it's the intimacy that it just provides. That it allows you to kind of like connect a little bit more, not only with the people around you, but with the event itself. And that definitely is a big draw. Like I'm sure when I start checking out a lot of these festivals, it's definitely going to grab me a little bit more. Like granted, a lot of these bigger fests, they have the bigger production, the wow factor, all these things, the more paid out performances and whatnot. But like it does seem like it can tend to be overwhelming a little bit in some respects. Because if there's so much to do, you always feel like you're missing out.
Well,
This and that. But a lot of these smaller fests, I feel like it's the opposite. You know?
that is, one of the things that I heard early on, and I have to say it's true. They pack so much in there for you to do, not even just music, but side questing. And I remember one year I forget the name, Mr. Robotica 9000. Essentially an Easter egg hunt where they submerged this like 20-foot robot halfway into the ground, and you had to solve riddles, you had to do math. There was these cryptic messages that leads you on. You can never truly get to everything. I think that can't be too formal about it, but that's also kind of larger and smaller fests. There's still side questing to be had in smaller fests, but a little bit different. Like someone who you meet for the first time, make friends with, make a familiar face. You might bump into them at least as easily in such a big space you're talking about.
Yeah, I know one of the things that definitely is something that I don't want to say scares me. It's a little the service is just awful. Like, I remember I heard someone say, like, at best they were able to send a text out 2 or 3 times during the day, not because they were busy, but just because the service was horrible.
You pack that many people, tens of thousands of people in one area. At a certain point. And what I've seen some people do is walkie-talkies. I mean, you're going to get some interference here and there, but for the most part, that's one thing that you can rely on for quick communication outside of meetup points, rendezvous, and totems.
Yeah, I feel like meetup points are definitely very important. Just so that way, there's always some place to rendezvous with your crew. Make sure everyone's safe, make sure everyone's good, before you might side quest to do something else.
Believe me, there's always a distraction, a moment of opportunity where it might pull you from that stage of that thing that you had planned or expected to do something else. So that combined with keeping up with the group or communicating with your friends can take a little bit of logistic free bowling.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to for Forest is making a plan and watching it just completely collapse. Definitely gonna build memories. It's an experience. You gotta let the wind take you. You gotta just ride the vibe, ride the wave, and see where it takes you, and everything works out, man. I mean, like we said, we know our community is fantastic. I've heard really good things about the community afterwards, so I'm not too worried about having a bad time. We all get disappointed when we miss certain people at these festivals. So.
Yeah, I remember in 23 was my 5th year at Electric Forest, and I was going with a group where, first experiences in many regards for some individuals ended up getting a little too much for them at virtual. Again, not to say that you still don't have a good time when things don't go as planned.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, with the community that we have, and like you said, a lot of these bigger fests set things up where there's always something to do. There's something to do no matter where you go. So with that being said in and of itself, no matter who I might end up missing, I know I'm gonna have a good time. I know I'm gonna have fun. It is unfortunate that with going with a group as I am, everyone's gonna kind of want to do their own thing a little bit. Everyone's gonna want to see different sets that might conflict with being with that group, which again goes back to having something to find or other devices that are coming out. It's definitely something to.
Interest in instant photography, one of my favorite side quests that
Yes.
actually started at Electric Forest with this camera, but to the point, brought Polaroid now and started my first few shots at that fest, and something that paired the ongoings, the happenings,
It is a great thing
Adventure Club.
Yes, it's a great thing to be able to be in a moment and have that moment captured. I mean, obviously with permission, but it helps keep that memory in the still so that we can always look back on it. It's a very nice thing to have. If you guys are ever out in Boston, you see him and
You see the
Don't be-
jacket, you see me.
don't be scared to ask. He almost always has his cameras.
Yeah, unless the venue doesn't like it and I haven't been able to take it in.
Which I don't think that's happened.
No, the only places that I've had issues so far, the Grand, absolute no. Big Night Live, only when one particular guy is outside and he sees me. So I try to,
Tuck it in a little bit.
because for me, a little bit away from the festival is the focus, but more so the people and the attendees. I think it's a natural progression for anyone wanting, to be in these spaces and to, remind themselves, even if it's not something they forgot, that, life is short and we're out to connect with other people, to live, and without having to task yourself with taking a photo on your phone, which I'm sure is still happening,
yes.
but it's a little bit different because it doesn't get lost in the camera roll. And
Yeah.
It creates a moment between you and another person where it sparks dialogue and a connection. And I think
Yeah, we'll say it is a beautiful thing. I mean, connecting is a big part of the community in general. But even beyond that, just like you said, to have that still and not have to sit there and scroll through your phone to try to find that one specific memory, because let's be real, we take a lot of videos, we take a lot of pictures on our phones. Like, it definitely is not something that is easy to find and look back on. Granted, there are some of us who are very organized, so it might be a little bit easier, but
we try.
I try to, but it doesn't always work out. But it is something that is generally just, I know we're soon moving over, so if you can catch at least me and Dev, I believe JoJo's going to be trying to be there.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Immersive's current tour is a no phones tour. It's called Night Vision. I believe they give you a little sticker to put on your back camera, trying to help people live in that moment as opposed to sitting behind the screen recording the show, because it is a beautiful experience to be sitting there with your phone in your pocket, interacting with people around you, making friends. I made a lot of friends even over this past weekend, to the point I think I went from having 30 videos at Subtronics to maybe like 4 from Dylan Francis.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I'm so busy with the people around me, not only my friends but new people that I've met, and it's a very fulfilling experience too.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really appreciate about it. But even speaking on that, so I actually have a question for you. So you've been to a lot of these big events. I don't know if you've been to Boston, but
Not yet.
I will be there next year for the 10-year anniversary. That is going to, I feel like that's just going to be special.
I
But-
have that on my list as well. So,
But I know you've also been to, like you said, quite a few small events. How would you compare them? Can you speak on some of the smaller fests a little bit?
yeah, so I would say that while they may not be as spectacular in the magnitude of production, you see fire dancers and other things. Granted, submersion, there's, I forget what type of blackjack, but in its own way, you can barter anything. And it's this little tent where you're just, I saw some guy with Pokemon games, like Ruby and Sapphire, and like as the man was putting up some, I don't know, that's some hefty stuff right there, but, bartering anything, having a good time at the table. From all different ways, getting a free haircut, sitting in a lounge, or it may be something like one of my personal favorites, Submersion, has a bonfire that they have right on the beach stage.
Nice.
The beach has there's this little creek that runs alongside it that you can actually walk into. It's just like a sandy beach. But at night, it's in New Jersey, and it's in the beginning of October. It gets cold. So they have a bonfire that they start at night that goes for hours. And unexpectedly, at night,
Gotta stay warm, man. Alright, and as we're getting to the end of the episode, unfortunately, as much as we love doing this, we really want to talk about how a lot of people have been getting into not only the scene in the community lately, as EDM has been propped up a little bit by social media, TikTok, whether it be songs that come out from people, even at Coachella. A lot of people went for Bieberchella and got just completely blindsided by levity and Subtronics. Like I've seen so many videos of people just saying like, "Oh my God, who is this?" and just having the best time. So it's definitely something that has become really popular. Some of these experiences. What are some advice or some tips or tricks you might have for some of these people, even people who have been going a while but might not know?
well, some of the first and foremost ones, I think, to strike off the list is making sure that you have, things that you need to be comfortable. You're going to be walking and standing and dancing a lot. So wear something comfortable. It's perfectly welcome to show out every once in a while. But keep in mind that you can be on your feet a lot more than probably you are in any, most activities in your day-to-day life.
I think Dev mentioned either in a previous episode or privately that during a 3-day festival or 4-day festival, she did a total of, I think it was like 120,000, 150,000 steps. Like that's a lot, man. You want proper shoe wear. You want something to be comfortable in. You definitely don't want to be sitting there after regretting your choices.
Oh yeah, and another huge one is water. Because some of these festivals, Bonnaroo, I got lucky my last year. I don't know how it'll be this year. I only got up to like 97. But I tell you what, 97 dancing out in the sun with no shade, that beats down on you.
Yeah, I will say, like, it's from personal experience. Sometimes you get lost in the moment, and it can be hard to separate yourself from that and realize that you might be getting dehydrated.
Things happen. Like you're saying, you might be so in the moment, be loving the set, and then go, man, I feel like I'm dying of dehydration.
Yeah, I had a moment like that at Breakaway this past year where I sat there, I was sitting there in the middle of Subtronics' set, and I stopped for a second. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here. I'm so thirsty. And even at Breakaway, which, as we discussed, it's a traveling fest, it's a little bit smaller, it took me about 20 minutes to work my way through the crowd to even get to a tent to get water. Which, hydro packs, definitely a great thing to have, like you said, there are refill stations.
Something to hold a decent amount of water.
Which I did not have. But it at a lot of these crowds, it can take a lot of time to get through. So having someone around that might be able to be willing to share, having someone you're comfortable with sharing with, definitely something that's important in the long run, especially if you want to keep going and enjoying the night. Or the week if you go to ones that are longer.
That kind of brings me on to the thing that you hear mentioned, saying again, for people that are new and just trying to find a pacing, which is, it's a marathon. Whether it's food, which more than a chicken nugget, please, you owe it to yourself to eat more than that. maybe at these events that may test things for you, be there for advocacy. It's important because anybody that's there to have a good time should be able to do something.
And just to touch on the things you mentioned a little bit more, eating is very important. Yes, you gotta have fuel, not only that, but it helps balance out the intensity of whatever you might be taking or whatever you might be drinking. I know for myself, if I go out and have a drink, if I don't eat anything, it's gonna hit me a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
And I tend to enjoy myself less when I get hit that hard.
Right.
So it's definitely something to be concerned with. Is make sure you eat, make sure the people you with eat, as well as hydrate.
And as we all know, festival prices for vendors and vendor food ain't cheap. But
Yeah.
at these camping festivals in particular, because I know that non-camping fests, you're more subjected to what they offer there while you're there. You can eat before you go in, but as I understand, there's not much. It's not like you can bring in a little cooler of goodies to the non-camping fest. But if you're at a camping fest, please do, apart from meals that you might make at camp, things like that, bring snacks. There ain't nothing wrong with a granola bar. There ain't nothing wrong with a rice cake and some peanut butter. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Snacks, give your body some fuel before you start your day, before you start taking it, or you are partaking. Quite far in terms of your comfort and your ability to, keep on shaking your tail feather out there.
Yeah, so we covered hydrate, eat food, sleep, be comfortable, wear good shoes with good support, wear clothes that
Bucket hat, protect the skin, protect the bandanas, hoods.
especially during the summer festivals. And remember, even when it's cloudy, the rays still hit you hard. Don't want to get sunburned on a cloudy day.
Thank you for that. If you thought that you would get risk off free because it's cloudy out, keep in mind, you get mean sunburn. It's out in the Newcastle weather. Yeah. The sun's still trying to freak.
So another thing I wanted to ask, so what are some camping essentials for some of these camping groups? Because it is the summertime, or at least we're getting into it, and a lot of the festivals are going to be camping. So what are some camping essentials?
Kind of more straightforward things would definitely go a long way in terms of comfort, especially back in camp. If you can, if the space permits, you have enough money to shell out for more than just your camping tent, get a shade tent.
The one thing I would say, like, personally, I feel like everyone should try to have spray on deodorant. I feel like I've seen so many people, even at like just smaller fests, that like even just breakaway, it's crowded, it's sweaty. I understand, there are a lot of folks out there, but that doesn't mean self-care is not important, especially in consideration for other people.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't only be considerate of yourself, be considerate of others. If you have extra water, carry water on you. If you have some spray on deodorant, make sure you don't smell like pure body odor.
listen, you smell it awfully ripe after 2 to 4 days.
Yeah, if you have a hand fan, share it, man. I mean, like, they're not the most expensive things, so.
And from one self-described hand fan shaman to any others, it always feels great when you get up other people.
Yes, it does. It does. It's always feels great to just help other people in general.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
That's part of what this community is all about, is being there for each other. But yeah, I mean, like we said, getting into the festival season, getting into the time of year where a lot of us are going to be going out, getting out of the house, going to the shows. Definitely be safe. Stay hydrated. Eat something. Test your shit. Be responsible for yourself and others around you. Like, we're all the community, we're all the family, we're all here for each other. Don't be scared to reach out. Especially, you can tell who's ravers and who are the normies. You can tell who's going to be there for you and who's not. It is that simple as just, like you said, reaching out and introducing yourself to someone. We promise we're friendly.
Yeah, I feel like that comes a little bit more naturally over time when realize, it's super easy.
It is it is definitely a comfort level. When I first started, it was definitely a little bit less so, but as time has progressed, I've definitely felt more comfortable reaching out. Especially if you're at a show, if you're at a venue and you see someone by themselves, you can generally notice when someone's kind of going solo. Don't be scared to reach out. Sometimes people just want to get out the house and they go solo, but making friends never hurts. It's always more enjoyable when you can have people to vibe with, at least from my experience. Granted, there's nothing wrong with going solo, but meeting people is part of the experience, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Something new. You know, you never really know until you try, and there's a lot of beautiful experiences to be had, a lot of amazing people to meet.
Yes. Whether that's going to a different genre of show, different festival, or even just instead of being a rail rider, side quest a little bit, or instead of side questing, jump in a mosh pit. Like, try it all out. You know, I can agree with that. All right. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, do you have anything to impart?
No, I think with that, we can say thank you for joining us. This is Candy and Chaos, where sleep schedules are fake, serotonin is currency, and bass controls are live. I'm Q, the silliest goose.
I am JoJo.
And if you've ever lost your voice at a set, made friends at the rail or in the crowd, or just wanted to party until 3 a.m. or later, this is your home and we love you. Peace.